Now I'm going to be really frank with you in this video. It's winter, January, it's cold, it's snowy, it's Scotland, come on. It's nothing out of the ordinary, is it? Well, it is a bit when you think about it. Those of you that can remember winters of 60s, 70s, 80s will know that, well, this is nothing out of the ordinary at all. And, of course, we've got a lot of snow in the north of Scotland, over 50 centimetres in some areas. We can remember winters like this, but in more recent winters, this is now becoming more rare, especially to get such an extended spell of cold weather. And I'm going to get on to why it's happening and how long it may last, but it is becoming more and more rare. With the exception of 2009-10, of course, remember when we had those extreme low temperatures, a bit of an anomaly and heavy snow. Now, part of this is down to something known as the polar vortex, which develops in the winter months over the Arctic. It's a ring of air which develops high above the Arctic and does a great job usually of bottling up the extreme cold air over the Arctic, keeping it locked up. And we know the North Pole's very, very cold. It's not quite as cold as you head a bit further south. However, when the polar vortex, which hasn't really got going this winter, weakens. Have a think about a spinning top. As it starts to slow down, it starts to wobble across the table, and that's exactly what happens to the polar vortex. As it wobbles, it bleeds colder air further south into Canada, into parts of Europe and Russia. And with the polar vortex not really getting going this winter, it has allowed that colder air to move a bit further south and give us these blocked patterns, which have given us cold and in some parts very, very snowy weather. Is that going to speed up? Well, it looks as if the polar vortex is going to try its best to get a bit of a recovery next week, but then it looks as if it's going to start to slow down once again later in the month into February, and that could again bring the risk of further very cold and wintry weather perhaps into February. We'll keep an eye on that, it's a long way off. But short term, what is going to happen is we will see the temperatures rising ever so slightly. Maybe next week the temperatures will be not quite as severe as they are just now, but it's still going to be below average. By our terms, still going to be on the cold side. And over the next couple of days, we do have some more snow in the way, especially at higher ground parts of the northeast. But we've also got rain and sleet coming in tomorrow night into Wednesday. And that could bring its own issues because we'll still have some very cold nights. And that means we'll get ice, we'll get a little bit of a thaw of the snow in some places. We'll have that rain, so that will give us ice in a few spots over the next couple of days. So really, for the foreseeable, most of January, the temperatures are looking as if they're going to stay below average. Still some extremely cold nights to come in the next few nights. Hopefully you're not like me and you've got frozen pipes and you can't have a shower, you can't put your washing on, and more importantly, you can't flush your toilet. But if you do have frozen pipes like me, hopefully they thaw out soon. And for all of you, stay warm because it's looking pretty chilly for the next couple of weeks.